Hey, you there. Thank you for watching, and welcome to Forge Lines Forever. Today I have a 4v4 ladder match here on the map LENA River. So let's go ahead and introduce our teams and our players. And I will note that this replay is over an hour, so it is considered an epic. So get those popcorn, drinks, snacks, all those sorts of things, and sit back and relax. We'll start with Team 1 in the north, and we'll end with Team 2 in the south. Starting off with Team 1's Western player, we have in Light Oak Tan, it is Waffles Nuke playing as a Seraphim. He is a 2265 rated player. He is the highest rated player on Team 1 and in the game overall by a little over 400 points of a rating. To his east, we have in orange color orange, it is the Cybran of Terminus 619. He is a 1406 rated. To his south, we have in Chevy Crimson another Cybran. It is W. Lycob. He is a 1625 rated. And last but not least for Team 1, in Ruby Red, another Cybran. It is RNA. He is an 1836 rated. So over Team 1 side of the map, they have 3 Cybrans and a Seraphim in the west, which means no UEF and no Aeon Tech for Team 1. Starting off for Team 2's eastern player, we have in Tropical Ocean Blue, it is Thurnus Haley playing as a UEF. He is an 1828 rated. To his west and Amethyst Purple, we have another UEF. It is Ferv, the Billy Nuke ambassador himself. He is an Amethyst Purple as a 1711 rated. To his northwest in Royal Blue, it is Mui playing as a UEF. Another one for Team 2. He is a 1729 rated. And last but not least for Team 2, we have in Stitch Blue another UEF. It is Silly Hanabi. He is a 1765 rated. So for Team 2 side of the map, they have all UEF. So no Aeons, no Cybrans, and no Seraphims for Team 2, which means for the entirety of this game, there are no Aeon players. Apologies to those loyal to the princess. Hopefully you enjoy the game nonetheless. And for these 8 players on the map, let's take a look at the reclaim situation. Currently sitting at 18,000 mass and reclaim, which makes it a little over 2,000 mass per player, worth writing home about at a bare minimum, of course. The main clumpage of reclaim do reside on the central islands of this game. There is, 6 of them in total, and there's about 1,100 or so reclaim. Not on every island, but 4 of the 6 of them. We do see drops inbound from Waffles Nuke to the western side of the map. I'm going to grab this mech's a couple of rocks and try to establish a forward operating position here. Granted, this is a made map in terms of a man-made map, not a map gen map, so players a little bit more familiar with this map, especially at 1,400 points and higher. And I will note that Team 2 is the law of averages. I mean, the difference between their ratings is a little over 100. Team 1, it's quite significant, over 800, the highest to the lowest. So again, the outliers for Team 1 and the averages for Team 2. Same situation happening on the eastern side here for Team 2's Thurnus Haley against, that is RNA. We see one Team 1 land facility is about to be built. Engineer will come online and finish it. Yep, he will. He'll go and build a second one, but the facility at a bare minimum is there. So he'll have a tiny bit of a full hold on that eastern side of the map. Same thing on the western side of the map. Not yet for Naval facility. Looks like it's more reclaim oriented. Looks like only one engineer remains. Looks like he may be trying to hide, but he might grab that nice little rock there. Yep, there he goes. He's going to grab it and get out of there and maybe go for another one. We do see 2 players moving on the western side here from Team 2. That's Mui and that's Silly. And on the eastern side, we see some movement inbound from Thurnus. He's going to go for naval facilities. And then, of course, Ferv going for air as we speak. Of course, given the fact that there is a lot of water in this game, this is going to be a naval map. No surprise there for those of you familiar with it. Air is going to be important as well. Team 2 has a couple of units that have hover. Team 1 has a little bit more with the Seraphim tech from Waffles, but only he has access to hover. Everybody else on Team 1 does not, because they're Cybrans, unless he donates some Seraphim tech over. We'll note that he has grabbed the western island. So in terms of lead in islands, we have 2 of them for Team 1. Maybe that'll even be reduced to 1 with the destruction of those engineers. And for Team 2, we have 1, 2, and 3. No desire to go for this one, which I think is a little bit weird. but maybe he's focusing on this frontline facility, which I don't think will survive much longer. There is a nice little Medusa nearby. Second facility was denied. So it was a lovely attempt by Team 2's Thurnis, but it just was not able to get off the ground. We do see transports inbound from him and from his teammate of Ferv going after that side island as we speak. So in terms of leads, it will be 4-2 in terms of islands, which will give Team 2 just a tiny bit more in the mechs count. We do see a couple of mechs in the water themselves, but for the most part, these central ones will probably never be online. Maybe we'll see these ones and these ones being maybe a little bit, and then definitely this one and this one, at least for the time being. And there is some in the corners as well. Don't want to forget about those. We see Team 1's SLB in the water getting his naval facilities online, and we see the same thing happening for Waffles. I expect 3 of the 4 players for each team to go for Navy. We do see Fervor circling that side island saying, hey, there is a engineer there doing something, and my facility is gone. Looks like he's not going for the second one yet, but he can probably see that. I would assume he can see that engineer there, so he's definitely aware that, hey, there's a guy there. Go help my mechs out. We do see actually pretty far forward naval facilities here for Team 2's Moya. Usually they stay back in the bay areas just to keep them protected, but looks like he's being a little bit more aggressive, which it cuts down travel time. The downside is it also cuts travel time down for Team 1. Team 1, of course, having the only Sirens in the game, have access to the torpedo upgrade, which would be very, very nice for the early to mid game. It's not super effective late game. It's kind of nice, but it can get easily overwhelmed with bombers and other torp-capable ships in the pond. We do see engineers dropping off here for Team 1's Waffles Noob as well, going for land facility. Looks like they are Zooey and engineers mixed, which means the facilities will be denied pretty quickly because of the bonus that the Zooey and other Team 1 artillery gets to structures. At least I don't know if it's a bonus, but they're just very good at taking out structures. A couple of subs here from Team 1 will wipe out the remaining facilities. T2 Navy is though online, and that bought him enough time to be able to get those online. Coopers are being established for him to be able to fight back against the subs. Team 1, no T2 yet in Navy. T2 Air is online. For Terminus, he's going for T3. Maybe secondary air player back here. Yep, T2. And again, given this is a naval map, I expect T2 air out of everybody, just because you need to get your own torpedo bombers online, while the air player maybe focuses on his own. Maybe he focuses on other things, but usually the Navy players build their own, at least torp bombers, and call it a day. T2 air also online here for, who's that? That is Silly. T3 air is started for Ferv. Looks like he's slightly behind in the air game, but not by too much. We also see he has Navy online. He is going for T2, so he's doing air and Navy, which not the best way to conserve all that mass and energy, but at least funnel it into one project. But maybe he just wants to make sure he has cruisers online at a bare minimum, is maybe what he's thinking. Team 1 also has access to cruise and missile technology in the form of Waffles, but that's it. Salem's might be useful for Team 1, but most of the units in this game, at least T2, can hit pretty much this ring as an example. Maybe that's a little bit further. Maybe it's more like this. But definitely T3 Galaxies, for example, can definitely pierce pretty much everything, except I think this is how far they can go, right about there. I think they can hit this base. I'd have to get a battleship to be able to get that ring confirmed. We do see transport inbound. He's going to drop off some engineers. Unfortunately, the engineers will be met with some annoyances. And no, he's actually dropping pillars off, not engineers. I thought those were engineers on board. I guess not. He's dropping pillars, and those are actually going to make landfall. We do see some interceptors inbound, but they're not going to get there in time. Pillars will kill off a radar system and a nice little T2 mech. So nice grab there. We see gunships already moving in to deal with them. T1 PD is on the island here for Terminus, and that might be more than enough to deal with these 2 pillars. Bomber will help out a lot. He's actually targeting the other one because that other one is still in range of the PD, so that helps out a lot. T2 Max is down. Nothing too crazy, though. One's not a terrible loss. The second one would definitely hurt, and the third one would definitely be not a good scenario to be in. We have engineers reclaiming the pillars, which, hey, they're doing something, I guess, taking a little bit of hit points off of those units. Island being somewhat denied for Team 1 on that western front. Eastern side, we have the Calm of Thurnis over here. T1 PD has been built, so that will slow him down a little bit. But again, it's only one T1 PD, so he probably might just go for it and call it a day. He will take a significant loss in hit points, though, and needs to be careful because Team 1 could easily come in and wipe him out. And just needs to be careful about how long he stays there. T2 Navy is online for Arima in the eastern side. T2 Navy, and no T2 Navy yet, but it is starting to be upgraded to for Waffles. T2 Navy, T2 Navy, T2 Navy. And looks like the naval facility actually transferred over to Thurnis from FERV. T3 Air is online, and T3 Air is online, so no real air advantages one way or the other. There was an early bomber built, but that bomber is going to get ripped apart by some interceptors and a nice little ASF that came to say hi. So unfortunately, the bomber doesn't really get that much value out of it, and that is the end of that annoyance for Team 2. Looks like he probably won't go for a bomber anytime shortly. We do see some torp bombers built by Waffles. Cruiser's definitely going to be a very, very, very important unit in this game with all of the bombers running around for everyone. So getting that AA and that ASF online and just skyrocketing that count definitely will be important. We do see movement onto the naval facility in the western side. Another destroyer. Looks like maybe, no, cruiser is going to be built. That'll be, of course, the first unit targeted by Team 1 to be able to wipe out the AA. You shoot at everything shooting at you, and then you shoot at everything else. So you don't have to worry about people or stuff shooting at you. Thurnis is in the water. He's down in the yellow. T1 PD did give him a little bit of an annoyance to deal with, so not going to be able to invade the island for now. But I would assume some gunships might come and say hi from Team 2. We do see torp bombers over the top of the fleet for the western side for Silly. They're targeting, looks like the headquarters would be probably my guess. We do see a cruiser in there, of course. That is helping thin those numbers out quite considerably. Looks like actually they're targeting the destroyers first, not the facility or the cruiser. We do see some other units inbound from Team 1's Waffles, but those are going to be shoot away from Team 2 by Moy's forces. This does leave a little bit of an opening, and we do see that actually Zelby's moving westward to intercept. So he could have actually pushed in this way and maybe slowed this down a little bit, but at a bare minimum it does accomplish the same thing anyways. Eastern side is favoring Team 2 in the naval game. We do see a couple of destroyers, but we have Team 1 subs. We have a nice little a bulwark and a couple of destroyers here. So those Salems are probably going to be out gunned here very, very shortly. Yep, there's one. Second one will be targeted. The bulwark hasn't been targeted yet. We see Team 1 torp launches being built that will shoo away at least some of these forces from Team 2. It might save the naval facility. It might not, but at a bare minimum, it does annoy Team 2 to some degree. Transport gearing up for another attack. Looks like just all Zooey on board this one. No engineers, at least that I see. Might drop right here. The comm of Silly is here. He probably should be fine. Couple of facilities will be knocked out, but I don't think the majority of the western side will be destroyed by just those Zooies, given the comm is there. If the comm wasn't there, different story entirely. But unfortunately for Team 1, the eastern side Navy is down. T2 Navy no longer exists. We do see one destroyer. It does make it out of the assembly line, and actually that's actually from Team 1 Zelby, not from RNA. And RNA actually falls back. He's going to be focusing on torp production because why not? Looks like he's circling there. It's like, hey, build stuff there. It's a better place. It keeps things a little bit further back, and it increases the time that Team 2 has to travel to get to any sort of important structures. I do understand cutting down travel time going this way, of course, but again, it leaves an opening for Team 2 to just come crashing on in. So it's a gift and a curse that cutting down in distance. Destroyers are the ones targeted by those torp bombers. Team 2 probably needs to get either the ASFs or Janus or something over here to deal with them, because they're just getting ripped apart. There's only so much torp defense that can deal with these inbound torpedoes. So unfortunately for Team 2, that will probably be the end of that engagement. Even if they keep pushing in, it's just not a great place to be. The ASFs did come and wipe out most of the bombers, but again, the fleet has been somewhat decimated, so it's not really viable. Looks like the Zooey were denied, I think. Or they were shoot away, one or the other. I don't see them anymore, so probably shoot away. There are some interceptors there, so probably. We do see lots of Team 1 frigates. We also see a couple of destroyers and a cruiser mixed in here for Team 1. It looks like it's going to be missile wars for a little bit of that time, playing some missile command for Silly Hanabi, if I can keep remembering who is who in what color scheme. Still no T3 air online for anybody yet on Team 2 besides Team 2's FAF, but we do see T3 Navy. There is a Neptune online, and he's going for a second one. Best T3 naval unit in the game, hands down. Team 1 doesn't have T3 Navy yet in any degree, so that is a huge boon to Team 2. Of course, they favor more quality over quantity, and at least in this regard. There's only a couple of facilities here. Cruisers definitely need to be the main unit, as well as destroyers, maybe do one or the other kind of thing, just to be able to increase that AA firepower, because losing that Neptune will be definitely hurting early in the game if he doesn't protect it. Because again, it's a lot of resources to go after that thing, and having it get killed off early, not really great for its cost effectiveness in terms of how much you pay for something versus how much value you got out of it. But Team 2's eastern side fleet of Thurnus continues to just rampage Team 1's RNA. He's going to just getting his his teeth kicked in. There we go. Second T2 naval headquarters has been denied. It looks like his fleet is going to get out of there. Most of the facilities are knocked out anyways, and it just hurts Team 1's bottom line over here. Navy is so important in this game, and not having that fleet over there does open them to some interesting engagements, that's for sure. Haven't seen any comm action yet, but I don't really expect it in a map like this. You have a lot of water. Maybe we'll see a comm teleport somewhere or transport himself over there, but I don't see any more like kind of on the land comm action. It's just not really viable in this game. Thurnus' fleet does get wiped out eventually by Team 1. They did fight a nice little last stand. Another destroyer was wiped out, but a little bit of reclaim for Team 1 to scoop up at a bare minimum. Currently sitting at now 25,000, so the number has actually gone up in terms of total mass accrued and reclaimed. Team 1 a little bit behind, but they are ahead in the mass totals at about 30,000 or so. So a little bit in Team 1's favor that way. We do see Team 2 is now in the lead for mass generated per second at about 1,000. So that will again slowly favor Team 2, but it'll take a little bit of time for Team 2 to catch up. Oh, they make some sort of play, but there's a lot of flak. There's a lot of AA here from Team 1. And it's just one of those things where you need either a lot more bombers or you just need to wipe out the cruisers first, one or the other. And Team 1's Waffles Noob definitely knows he needs that AA. We do see another Neptune is going to be down. Looks like the second one went that way as well. So we should have 2 on the front line. Yep. And laser weapons are opening up on the destroyers. And same thing against the destroyers. There are 2 laser cannons on board this thing. They fire 2 pulses, but at the same time. So it's technically really 1 pulse. But it's just split between 2 barrels. I was having a conversation with someone a couple weeks ago about that whole, AB, Z configuration. He just said, just don't say twin. It's confusing. I'm like, that's probably fair. So there are 2 laser weapons on board. They have 2 barrels on them, but they fire at the same time. Instead of, summits and other units where they technically fire not exactly at the same time, but pretty darn close. I think the Galaxies do that as well, where they kind of fire not necessarily independently of one another, but not exactly at the same time. Engineers being dropped up by a T2 transport this time, and going to get all of that reclaim, all of those destroyers for Team 1. We do see T3 Navy also online for Team 1. Second battleship almost, and Waffles Noob is pumping those things out. Dang, he already has 1. He's going to get a second one. And we see a 3rd battlecruiser online. We do see a Summit now online here for Team 2, and there's that A, B, Z configuration. I thought they fire a little bit independently. Maybe not. I thought the cannons on board, the individual barrels fire independently, but I guess maybe not. I guess they fire together, but it looks like it's pretty much timed the exact same time. I don't know. For some reason it looked a little, not exactly the exact same time, but I could be wrong about that. I just need a Galaxy to confirm, because I know the Hathum class battleship, it's plasma base, so it's not any any burst essentially. Destroyer gets wiped out. Nice grab there. The Summit is kind of sitting there. The fleet from Team 2's Mui definitely needs to maybe go around and intercept. It would attack on 2 fronts. It's definitely a better situation than attack on 1 front, and it kind of forces Team 1 to maybe fall back into a very not advantageous position. ASF sitting over here from FAF. We do see a nice little gunship wreaking havoc on those units down there. No T3 Navy yet for Team 1, but it is going to be over here shortly in the Cybran Tech. Another battleship is online, and of course, as a note, these battleships can deploy nukes. Of course, it takes a minute to load them, of course, but they can deploy them nonetheless. We do see more forces inbound from Team 1, donated over 2 waffles. We have a nice little Seraphim and Cybran fleet going on. And second battleship is online. Third battleship is online. Yeah, don't they look like they're almost the exact same timing, but not exactly. It could just be travel distance maybe, or travel time. We do see a Neptune is down. The 2 disadvantages to the Neptune class are the hit points and the range. You can outrange the things. It really doesn't matter because they can't fire back at you. And Team 1 is gaining a lot of momentum on that western side. 26 minutes on the clock. Team 1's at 1.5, Team 2 1.4. So eco situations are roughly the same. Nothing too stand outish one way or the other in terms of leading. We have at least one player on each team that has 400, and then some at, actually second one at 400 for Team 2. But a little bit under 200 for Thurnis, 300 for FAF. So again, roughly about the same overall, but there are individual leaders for each team. Satellite started for Team 2's Mui. That is very early. 2 things I don't like about that. A, I don't like the placement of it. And B, I don't like the placement of it. I get it, engineer travel distance and whatnot time, but build it back here or something. Just get it out of range. Because I think even a destroyer should be able to hit that. Looks like actually he reclaimed that, so psych, never mind. Caster cursed it there, that's for sure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 battleships for Team 2. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 online for Team 1. We do see a lot of hover inbound. It's Team 1 Zooey, but it's something. Those laser weapons on board the battle cruisers will be definitely fine to deal with those, but definitely the T2 destroyers for the Seraphim are a little bit more well equipped to deal with that, just because they're like the Utashalas. They hardly ever miss. Eastern side, not really a lot of action since that initial engagement from Thurnis. We do see T3 Navy is online, and online over here to the northwest. Experimental done for FAF. He is an air player. He went for satellite. And thank goodness he's going for shields immediately after that. Should have technically been even before that, but it's neither here nor there. I don't think Team 1's aware of it. This is what Team 1 can see. They know about the SMD, but that's it. And I think they were laughing at the fact that he goes for SACUs already. Team 2, this is what Team 2 can see of Team 1. They don't know a whole lot what's going on up here, but is there really anything going up there? Not really. We see Mass Fab Farms, Air Grid, and of course the Scath is already primed, ready to go. Both of these teams are just not even going to pull punches at all. And those summits are getting absolutely annihilated. Look at how many units are in range for Team 1, Team 2. Not the same situation. In terms of Navy, both teams can see the units, so it's not like they're hiding behind stealth or anything. We have torp bombers inbound, either target the cruisers or target the battleships. Those are going to be the 2 focuses of the bombers. Looks like they're going to drop a payload on this one. They probably will wipe that one out, if not almost entirely. He has 14,000 hit points. Not as much as I thought. Honestly, Team 2 is being heavily bombarded over here. They just can't seem to catch a break. We have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 battleships online. And shots are... actually, no. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8 battleships online. That's a lot of them. Team 1 only has 2, 4, 6. So the numbers favor Team 2. But Team 1 is being a little bit more aggressive, keeping Team 2 on the defensive. No attacks down the middle yet. We do see some reinforcements inbound from Zelby on that western front. Looks like both teams just ignoring that. Eastern side, there's a little bit more build-up, but not a whole lot. Looks like a little bit of pushing in. But I don't expect it to be that much, at least as of right now. And those Hathum battleships are pretty close to one another. Shots are just being traded back and forth, back and forth. It just looks like Team 2 is just being bombarded. There is an Atlantis online, the one only naval unit that can be built, experimental naval unit can be built in this game at least, because there is no Aeon. So it's only the Atlantis. I do like the A, makes it very easy to figure out where or what that is. The only downside is that they changed the Novax. It was kind of like a box or something, kind of like a hexagon kind of shape. I like that. It was unique, but just changing it over to an N is... I don't like it, but they did keep the satellite icon, which I do appreciate. And it's over here to the north. It's a nice little shield with some wings on it. Looks like the shield generator is down. Ooh, that's a lot of mass fabs that can go down. That's 18. Essentially 19 times 8. That's 100 mass right there for Terminus. That is going to hurt in a few moments. Very cascadable. Very, very, very cascadable. But he's not targeting that. He's targeting the P-gens. Such a missed opportunity. There's even, mass storages augmenting that, income just a little bit more. Laser started on the eastern side here for Zelby. How's that Scathis doing? It's in the yellow. Team 2 definitely should know about it at this point. They don't know about it, but it has been pinged, so I guess they do. And there goes the mass fabs. Ooh, nice little cascade. Kills off the rest of them. One burst wiped out all of them. At least that's what it looked like. Nice grab there. Wipes out a little bit of eco for Terminus. Drops him below 400. Eastern side being bombarded by Torp bombers, and that's what you get for not building cruisers. He does have a couple of destroyers, but there's a lot more vessels here online for Team 1 and more variety of them as well. We see some ASFs moving in. I just don't know if that's going to be really enough to come back from that. It takes a while to really notice the effects of Navy just because it's more of a slower part of the game. It's not entirely slow, but the ramifications of the choices are more delayed than air or land, where, okay, the land battle happened. Okay, cool. I lost a bunch of forces. Or the air battle happened. Oh, that's not cool. I lost a bunch of forces kind of thing. This is more, it's a lot of trading back and forth. And it's more about, okay, what was it like 5 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago? Okay, I am slowly chipping through. Is that worth it to me? Another summon is dead. Another summon is dead. Moe builds an experimental. I would assume it's in... No, it's another Atlantis. That's the second one online. He's going to build a third and then fourth one. And it's not pushing it as much as I would like. It's kind of hanging back. You got to get that thing up a little bit more. And there's a lot of firepower being mixed in here. A nuke would go very, very well for either team. So that makes me think maybe somebody's going to think about it. Maybe. And maybe jinxed about it. Oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. Ferb went for it. There it is. Well, I thought about it. And I was right. Eastern side, Atlantis is almost done. It's almost in the green. And that would definitely help keep Team 1 at bay for now. We'll see how long. We do see the satellite now focusing on the secondary air grid to the northeast against RNA. So there's 2 air players in the game for Team 1. I think it's only 1 air player for Team 2. Yeah, only 1 air player for Team 2. Second Atlantis, they're moving in now that there's a second one. Looks like maybe ground. No, looks like they're targeting the summit. I thought they were ground firing on the Atlantis, but looks like they're not. I heard an explosion. What was it? No idea. Thurnus gets that experimental online. Needs to submerge that thing immediately. And we have a Neptune class coming online as well. Spam facilities being wiped out. A couple of them are T3, but they won't last much longer. A lot of frigates in this mix here for Team 1. So honestly, eventually they'll be wiped out. They'll do some damage maybe to the engineers, but not really a lot of lasting damage unless the Galaxy gets in there and really hammers Team 2 into the ground. And they do kind of fire independently, it looks like. At least on the Galaxies they do. It's not one burst. You can see they kind of fire one after the other almost. T3 Naval Headquarters is targeted. These Galaxies will be enough combined with the frigates and everything else. Oh, maybe. Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close for sure. Western side, 1 Atlantis. Looks like it went down. Maybe fell back. I keep hearing explosions somewhere, and I keep thinking there it's a comm, but looks like other things are blowing up. And T3 Naval Headquarters is knocked out, unfortunately, for Team 2. They can't save that Neptune that was being built. And that'll be the end of T3 Naval. A little bit of revenge for RNA for the earlier harassment against him from Thurnus. Yeah, I keep thinking there's a comm exploding or something when that happens, but it's not a comm. Tons of battleships. Anybody else thinking about how to end the game besides just build a bunch of battleships and call it a day? I mean, we do see the Scathis is at 66% at this point. Team 2, do you still have eyes on it? No, but it is moving in. Looks like he did some damage to RNA and kind of called it good there. And they'll see it. They're definitely going to be aware of that here shortly. Team 2, you building anything too crazy? 2 Novaxes and a nuke. Kind of crazy, but not super crazy. course, what I'm looking for is that glorious overcompensator of the Maver class artillery for the UEF, but we'll see if it's built. In a game like this, I mean, it does go over an hour, so the likelihood is higher. We've already seen one game ender. Maybe we'll see a second one, maybe even a third one if somebody decides to go YOLO, but obviously not 4 because Aeons are not in this game. Looks like a lot of those forces for Team 1 are falling back. It looks like a lot zooming out like this, but a lot of it are frigates and Zuri and engineers. So really the longer range units have pretty much been dealt with. And it does look like they are fired slightly independently when it looks like there's arrows saying like, go this way, go, go, charge. Atlantis giving some breathing room, and looks like a second one's going to be built. Looks like he's going to swap over to more experimental tech for Navy. Again, one of the downsides to the Atlantis is no torp defense, which means torpedoes just have a lot of fun with them. Looks like maybe some ground firing, maybe just going after the summit back there is probably what it really is. And we'll see what ends up happening. Torp bombers really driving that force back from Team 1, targeting the battleships. They did take some decent damage. The actual wrecks from the Siren facilities actually took some of the brunt. Another battleship is down. Another one's about to go down. Ooh, they almost got that one. Looks like they probably will get it here. Thurnus gets another Atlantis online. ASFs are inbound. No real air fights yet. And I don't even know where Team 2's ASFs were. It looks like maybe there was an engagement at some point. There's some over here and some over here. I don't know if there really was a huge engagement between the two teams. We have 98, almost 100, and FERV is sitting on 95. So it's about the same. 2 satellites over top going after Terminus's position. The Scathis is in the green. Not good for Team 2. 37 minutes on the clock. The Scathis is almost done for Team 1. Nobody has died yet. So it's 4v4. We do see pushing back on the eastern side once again for Team 1. Let me know down in the comments who you think is going to currently win this game. Of course, the eco is to note 1.9 versus 1.8. Nothing too crazy, but there is somewhat of a lead nonetheless. Thank you so much for watching to this point in the video. Hopefully you've enjoyed. Please hit the like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. And of course, let me know who you think is going to win, because at this point it's pretty much a toss-up. At least I think it's a toss-up. But again, the eastern side not looking good. There's really no defenders on this eastern side for Team 2. We do see there's still a naval facility under the control of Thurnus. He's not building anything with it, so that's a little unfortunate. And it looks like it might be the end of that eastern side. Team 2 needs a win, but it's taking forever to pierce the veil against Waffles Noob, so that's really going to slow Team 2 down. There are 3 Atlantises, Atlantes over here. And ground firing, question mark? Maybe a little bit. Another summit is down. They continue to push. Looks like there is more ground firing going down on that one. They're falling back because of it. So again, the APM is doing well here for Waffles, really going after those experimental units. The remaining facilities are being wiped out. And I think that's going to be the end of Thurnus's fleet, which we see is retreating anyway, so he kind of knows it. And Nuke is loaded. It's not fired yet. I don't know if this eastern side is worth saving at this point. It might be worth it just to target this chunk of forces here. Look at how many Hathum and Galaxy-class battleships. We're talking about 13 plus an additional 4. We're talking about 17 battleships. He can probably grab, strikes it right there, probably right about there at a bare minimum. That's more than half. And we have bombers inbound. They're targeting more of those Hathum-class battleships. Almost just one-tapping that one. Doing very well. The other Team 3 Naval headquarters has been spotted. A couple of gunships are sitting there. Probably need to move those out of the way. And the Scathis has fired, and it's done. And FERV is the target. A couple of mass fabs are going to go down. Shields are holding for now. Nuke is inbound. It is going to go for that fleet. The fleet is moving. He put it just slightly behind, hoping that Team 1 either keeps them there or pulls them back. Looks like he's spreading them out. Nice use there of just trying to get units away from each other as fast as possible. I don't know how many he'll get. He'll probably get this one, this one, this one, and this one. So 4, if he's even lucky with that one. this one's almost dead anyway, so maybe that one doesn't even matter. And Bug is done for Team 1's Terminus as well. There's the Scathis icon. I do like that updated icon, but here comes the nuke. It does wipe out 2 battleships. Kaboom! It's something. It's not a lot, but it's something. Air Grid, how are you doing? Not super great, but not bad either. The shields are kind of holding in some places, but not too well. And this one is being heavily assisted. Team 2 just doesn't have a plan. They have a second nuke online. It's half loaded for Silly. And I think that's really about it. Obviously, Thurnus' stuff is being wiped out. We have an attack continuing on the shoreline and going after the remaining naval facilities for Team 2. You wipe out Navy, and it makes it very difficult to win this game. Another nuke is inbound. Looks like it's from Team 1. This one's going to do probably maybe about the same. Who's it outbound from is the question. On the eastern side, it's actually outbound from a Plan B, so it's going to be a little bit weaker than the regular nuke. We do see some Yasas online at last. Atlantis is down. And this thing will not wipe out everything in this mix, but it definitely will hurt a lot. Actually, it's a little bit more east, but never mind. That one's going to die. Wipes out 2 of them, damages at least 2 more. And again, the sub-nuke is not really designed for damage. It's just designed for... Actually, it's causing some damage, but it's mainly designed for going after structures and stuff. Another nuke is inbound. Again from Team 2. Another one inbound. There is a second one, both of them from Thurnus. So he's still in the naval game, and he's spreading them out. That SMD might clip that. It definitely will clip it, I think. Bug is inbound, heavily escorted by ASFs. Team 2's Fur probably needs to intercept and deal with that anyways. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He'll get 1 battleship. He might get a second one. That one actually does land. Kaboom! Ba-ba-boom! Kills off the T3 Naval Headquarters and all of the engineers. I thought that wouldn't land, but I guess not. Which means no more T3 Navy for Team 1 on that western front, at least new ones. Seraphim side of things that will encourage Team 2 to engage. It might be enough for Team 1 to hold. We'll see. Bug is going to get wiped out. That is unfortunate. Experimental gets wiped out in the ensuing retreat. But this fleet down here from Team 1, that is devastating. Air grid slowly being nipped. But is the T3... They got the T3 air headquarters. That's very not good here for Team 2. And we have galaxies and whatnot just rampaging all around. Both of the facilities are down for Mui. 1 more T3 naval headquarters is online, and that's it. Land invasion down on the southeast. Team 2 not looking good in multiple areas. And Team 1 actually still holding fine. Another nuke inbound. Looks like it's from Team 2's regular nuke launcher. And there goes Zelby. He tries to go after the Stone Anger. But there was too many defenders nearby. And that'll be the first kill of the game. 42 minutes on the clock. I didn't miss it. A little bit of luck there. But that is how it goes sometimes. Sometimes I catch it. Sometimes I don't. So it's now 3v4 in favor of Team 2. The nuke is inbound. It will hit the naval facility here. It might get clipped by that. Oh, I think it definitely will get clipped by that, I think. Scathis still fine, getting more shielding there. 2 satellites are not going to be enough. They need to wipe out SMDs. They need to wipe out a bunch of other things. They did kill off a lot of mexes, but I don't know if that's really going to be enough. We have an Maver that was built. Where did this come from? What? Oh, and the nuke does land. Kaboom. How did... What? Oh, that looked like it was barely in range, but I guess not. But surprise Maver just out of nowhere. And is it targeting the right thing? It better be targeting it, which it is. Scathis' shields are down. He'll get 1 more burst out of it. And that'll probably be it. There's the shot. And Terminus gets hit. Nice headshot. Ooh. Ooh, that's got to hurt. Team 2 scores another kill. Drops it to a 4v2. Still in their favor. And we have a Novax heavily damaged. The nuke is down. 1 more volley inbound. That probably will kill off the Novax. But, oof, that was a nice grab here by Team 2. We didn't even notice that thing being built at all. Oh, maybe he'll get lucky. Ooh, he got lucky. That's the last burst of Scathis. And another T3 Naval Headquarters is down. Team 2 is completely locked out of Navy. That Maver might be the only thing that Team 2 has really left to get back in this game. We do see, of course, the Maver over here. The Novax is still there. Get a shield on that thing because it has 102 hit points remaining. Ooh, that was close to being lost to that. There is an SMD loaded there. Good to see that. AA being built. Shields being built. More AA being built. Team 2 needs to come together and save this as much as possible because they've lost Navy. Team 1 controls the entire eastern edge as well as pretty much the entire middle. Actually, they own the middle, and essentially there's a couple of forces on the west. That's it. The base here for Thurnis is kind of holding against the land invasion, but it's going to be kind of a death by 1,000 cuts. Western side is there for now. These two items are really the only two things, and the satellite, to be fair. The only really 2.5 things still really working here for Team 2. Looks like Maver is targeting the air grid up here to the north, and it's going to wipe out another P-Gen. Target the shield generators, that way you can't protect it, and then you go after everything else. Another shot is inbound, wipes out a chunk of the grid. And was that another? Oh, it's an SMD. I was like, oh, is there going to be another thing? But another shot lands, kills off those P-Gens. Western side, more P-Gens. How are Team 1 doing on power? Waffles Noob is fine. RNA is perfectly fine. Everybody else on power, fine, and fine. But the fleet, Team 1 owns Navy. They absolutely 100% own it at this point. There's a little bit of hover, but it's not going to matter. And Waffles Noob talking about how the Maver won't do anything. Scatter your base. And that is true. One of the downside to the Maver is that it's really good on like small targets. When I say small targets, I mean target this location. Target this location. Target this location. It's not good for, here's a big giant area. Shoot at that. Little face. Anyway. I'm going to scat this. Bring them over there. And SACUs go down. That's never fun. Again, the SMDs are also a good target because that way you can let the nukes do a lot more of the AoE damage. So you can have one person like this build a nuke that does the AoE. One does the precision. So essentially you have the baseball bat and the scalpel. So that might be the thumbnail, is just scalpel, doctor, scalpel. Just cutting out infection. Just one little blip at a time, essentially. Nuke is inbound. I'll take a look at where it's going for a second. That's over here. Nuke is inbound. RL, the SMDs. Ooh, they know where the comm of Waffles Noob is. Oh, is there an SMD? That SMD is not in range. Oh, if he gets hit, he's going to move. It's not in range. Ooh. Oh, I think if they hit him, they actually get him anyways. He hasn't taken damage yet. Nuke is halfway there. Might as well target something else. Looks like he has. Oh, all the shots have missed. Pinging going down for Waffles Noob's comm. Explosion happens somewhere in my left ear. I don't know what blew up SAC. It looks like. But the nuke is inbound. He's not going to move in time. Oh, that's what he's talking about. Too late now. Kaboom! That's another kill for Team 2. Transport gets there just too late. Ooh, and that is a kill for Team 2. Once again, it is a 1v4. It is RNA versus the world. Team RNA versus Team 2 or Blue Team. I don't even do the red versus blue thing. Oh, that's unfortunate. Apologies. 47 minutes in the video. Finally did the red versus blue comment. We do have, of course, forces over here. We have forces over here. And they are bombarding the shoreline. Okay, now that the battleships are here. Actually, they have a shorter range than I thought they did. Okay, I thought they had a little bit longer range. I guess not. The nuke on board is a different situation, but they cannot reach that. I thought they could get further in. Maybe that's the torrents. Maybe I'm thinking of the torrents that can reach that far. Maybe that's what it is. Team 2 is operating on less than 1,000 mass per second. Now they're looking for the comm. The comm of Team 1 is over here in this pond. Is there an SMD? Yes, there is. Is it loaded? Also, yes. There's one there. There's one there. There's one there. And there's no longer one there. I think there was one there. So there's only 4 SMDs remaining. And there's the comm over there in a sea of red. Start factory, says Waffles. Trying to help his teammate out as best he can. Invasion on land from destroyers. We have T2 artillery being built now. The Pigeons surrounding the Maver aren't as much as you would think. Looks like it's changing targets now. It hasn't fired yet. And it's going to be a little bit of time before those artillery are online. You might as well send in the SACUs. Yeah, they're going to get hit by the battleships, but you might as well bob and weave and try to slow this roll down. Explosion on the eastern side. Explosion on the western side. I can hear it in my ears. Attack missile started for Thurnus. The first attack missile for a UEF center team, or entire team. Satellite spam over there from Silly. I don't know if that'll be enough realistically. We have maybe a possible artillery emplacement there. The artillery from those destroyers are getting closer. Strat bombers would definitely be something that Team 1 should be going for. Just try to bombard that Maver as fast as possible, as quick as possible. And not really a lot of AA being built. Not a lot of ASFs here from Ferb. Looks like the remaining destroyers have been dealt with by the SACUs. And that is the end of that attempt. Oh, they're getting a little bit more work out of them. But again, that's the reach that they get. They don't get that much more. We have T2 Tort Bombers just giving some vision. They're not really useful at this point. Might as well be useful for something at this point. They gotta know where the Maver is. They have to know. Oh yeah, they know where it is. Novax is still there. Obviously the Nuke is still there. Satellite almost done for Team 2. Nuke is outbound from him. Speaking of which, looks like Team 1 has spotted it. Sorry, Team 2 has spotted him. The Nuke, it's not going to land unless the SMD gets wiped out immediately. Was trying to get him to scout, says Thurnus. Oh. So they know where the comm is. The Nuke is not going to land. They know where the... Oh, they know where the Nuke is. Okay, I was going to say. Thurnus' base is not looking good, but he's still alive. Team 2, 50 minutes on the clock. No one's died yet. The SMD will shoot it down. It's at 5 now, and more loading as we speak. There it is. First one shot down. Navy back in, says Waffles. Yeah, there's no way Team 2 is getting back into Navy, but they do have a nice little T3 mechs over here just hanging out. A nice little 27 mass a second that they're still getting. Team 2, 800 mass per second. Team 1, 1,700. So double the mass and then some for Team 1. Bug being built. Don't really know what else they're up to at this point. 51 minutes on the clock. The game's kind of slowed down a little bit. We have a couple of Mienzine inbound. Hovertech is inbound here for Team 2. Right, for Team 1. PD being built to deal with it. Satellite almost done. Nuke is half loaded once again. Maver has wiped out 339,000, and it looks like they might be targeting the... Yep, they're targeting the SMDs now. That one's gone. I said there were 4 operational. Now there's 2. If there was one, there's one over there somewhere, and there's one over there, I think, or somewhere over there. But that... Ooh, the SMD. It's gonna get saved. Make SMD, says Waffles. Make SMD, and he's doing that there, but it's gonna be a matter of time. If he doesn't move, he's going for cloaking. So unless there's an Omni sensor in range or over top or whatever, he's not going to be spotted. We have destroyers over here. They're slowly pushing in. That western front is starting to collapse. You can see that a massive amounts of forces inbound. Team 2 does not have forces on the ground. Probably going to build some Titans would be better to deal with this. We have lots of PD, but it's not going to be enough. Gunships, that's going to help out a decent amount. Maver's now focusing on this SMD and this one, I would assume. There's 2 of them online. That one is now dead. And looks like gunships have dealt with that group. They're moving over here. We have Team 1 Mech Marines inbound, just spamming up something, trying to distract those Yenzine for as long as possible. And second satellite here for Silly, almost done. He needs to transition to more PD. He's getting more PD there. He has a bunch of structures blocking, so that way it provides some nice bullet sponges and cannon fodder. Stealth, says Thurnus. No, I don't think so. There's no stealth forces here at all. T2 artillery looks like slowly making their way over, but it's going to take a minute. They're going to go all the way across. And SMD still being shielded for now, but not lasting much longer. Another shot is inbound here shortly. Oh, hits the shield. How's his power doing? He's doing fine for now, so nothing too bad. There's the shot. Kills off the SMD. And had that nuke been launched earlier, that would have been it. He was rooted to the spawn on an upgrade, so he would have definitely been caught. Nuke is loaded. Fire that sucker as soon as possible. He has an open gangway to go over there. And transport is going to pick him up. He's going to get out of danger. It's a very smart move there for RNA. Gets him out of there. Team 1 has, every idea of what Team 2 is up to. Team 2, this is what they can see, so they're relying essentially on those nice little Novaxes to run around. But Bug is inbound. Pigeons are the target, of course. Wipe out all the power. You can't run mexes. You can't run shields. You can't do much of anything. You can't even run cloaking, for that matter. 54 minutes on the clock. He's not going to do this. Oh, he's going to sit in the water, I guess. But I thought he was going to move in and maybe try to laser something. But that'd be suicide. Team 2 still has all 4 players remaining. So even if he killed off 3 of them, if he dies in that exchange, he would still lose. So it's better to just slowly eat Team 2 alive. Maver has done very, very well. 400,000 mass killed. Third satellite coming online here for Team 2. Silly, that's number 4 in total. Satellite's moving eastward. Looks like it might be wiping out the annoyances over there. And looks like the satellites are spreading out a little bit. No attempt to go for Scathis. No attempt to go for anything else game ender related. I don't know if the Maver has a target yet. We have an airfight over there in the southwest. A little bit of AA helping out. We have strap bombers inbound. This might be enough. No, it's not going to be enough. Looks like they're targeting the SMD anyways. There is a backup one, so I love to see that. But we have another wave inbound. It's gunships this time. The ASFs won that game. Oh, all of the T3 gunships are down. The Bug is down. Crash lands on top of a couple of SACUs, immediately reclaiming. Nice micro there. Immediately gets the benefit of the mass. I wonder what they're fueling with all that mass that he's getting, because he's not really spending it on a whole lot. He's definitely filled up his bar. More shields, more SMDs, probably not right next to one another. Maybe build one, if you can build one here, maybe build one over here, get another shield or two kind of there. It was really targeting eastward. I don't know what it's going. Do not tell me you're targeting structures. Not worth. Oh, it might be targeting this. Keep making more pigeons, says Waffles. How's the pigeon situation? Ooh, he dropped a lot of power. He still has 400,000 total. He's at 100,000 now. So he has a lot of overflow or a lot of stuff in his bar. But still, we have Team 1 engineers building Team 1 PD, slowly creeping on those groups of Yenzine. Satellite almost done. Once again, it's number 3 almost done for him. And we have some shells that are actually able to land. Looks like there's some missile launchers, maybe. Oh yeah, from the Plan Bs. Looks like a nuke right off the coastline. It's double loaded, almost going to be triple loaded. SMD, are you loaded? No. SMD, are you loaded? Yes. SMD, are you loaded? No. SMD, are you loaded? Yes. So we have 4, and there's 1, 2, 3 of them right there. Are there any more of them? That is not what I wanted. No, that's also not what I wanted. There we go. That's what I want. I wish I could double click that, but that's not how that works. Anyway, I only see the 1, so we'll see if there's more. Yenzine moving in on the water over here. Lovely attempt, but there's Team 1 PD and more of it being built all the time. That's not really going to work. Lovely attempt, though, using the map to their advantage. They would have wiped out a couple of pigeons, mainly, but, it's not really gonna work. T2 PD would be really nice there as well, just to get the forces slowly diminished sooner or earlier or further back. Gunships wiping out the base down here. All of them are almost named at this point. Graham, Dromi, Siren, Trifing, Furblog. I guess how you say that name. I don't know if you say it or not. Teeth-Queen landing quarters. There goes that. I mean, he's Siren. He might as well have more of them somewhere else anyways. And now we have the slow erosion. Looks like it's all pigeon targeting. Ooh, that one almost hits that pigeon. Would have killed off that SACU. Don't forget to kill his Me too. Oh, his Mexes too. Power is down for RNA. Ooh. That's gotta hurt. Oh, look at that. They break on through them. The Yenzine go around. Oh, there's not super vital stuff. There's some mass fabs down here. SACU is moving in. They found a nice little hole, and Team 2's defense is right there. It's going to last a little bit of time, but Team 2's definitely going to build some PD maybe there. And SACU blows up over there. Still the comm of RNA underneath cloaking. Here's a transport right next to him. I don't think Team 2's... Yeah, they definitely are not aware. They know that there's a something there, but they don't know what it is. That's actually, I think, the Dragonfly transport. I haven't scouted at all over there, says Thurnus. They're really looking for him. Again, if they eliminate RNA, that is the end of the game for Team 2. Oh, mass fabs went up in smoke. That's got to hurt. Oh, NG does not kill off the hover tank in time. Nuke here, please, says Ferv, talking about this. I think they know about the Plan B. Yeah, Nuke sub here, please. Yep, they definitely know about it. And Nuke is not outbound yet. It's almost second loaded. You might as well fire it. Wipe out the sub nuke or the naval nuke because, again, it can deplete an SMD the same way that a regular one can. Not a YOLO. That's 2. But for the most part, it's the same thing besides it's just weaker. You have like the Billy nuke, and then you have the naval nuke, and then you have the regular nuke, then you have the super nuke of the YOLO. And Maver targeting more groups of PGens and mexes and whatnot. Ooh, that's going to be a lot of... oh, no, it actually barely misses. Nuke is inbound. It goes after the nuke sub. If the nuke sub doesn't move, there's also this naval nuke being built on the Thum. Oh, the stuff does move in time. Maybe. They might clip one or the other. Oh, it's going to be close. It is a regular nuke, so it might have the range. Oh, barely. It hits right in the middle of both of them. Oof. There's 1 loaded on him, and there's 3 on this one. And how many more battleships does he have of that? Just the... Oh, he has a couple more over here. This one is not loaded. This one is not loaded, and not loaded. Only one of them is loaded. It's only loaded once. More PGens are being eroded, and you can't really load nukes without power. Always back up to positive, but he's barely staying positive. We have SACUs, of course. They produce 1,000 power themselves. And then I think the ARAS gets you, I think, 33, and then 3,000, I think, is the power. Barely misses that. And this game is still going on 1 hour. There is the epic qualifier past an hour. Another sound. We have 4 of them online here for silly. He's just going silly with it. Jeez. And we have a Maver that's still here. A bunch of SMDs. This one's 4. We have 5, 6. We have 6 SMDs. SMD missiles. Not 6. Actually, we might have 6 SMDs. We have 5 SMDs. Mass Fab Farm. I mean, you got to put it somewhere. You don't got a lot of room. Can't put it over there. You got to put it back there. Gunships are stacking up, and this game is still going on. 1 hour, almost 2 minutes on the clock. And again, given the tenacity of RNA, where'd he go? Oh, he's right there. Does Team 2 know where he is? No, they do not. They're going to barely pass him. Gunships, and they're like, hey, watch it. Took out a ton of cruisers in that instance, though, so that's great for AA control. And we have cruisers raining in. Looks like they might be able to hit some of the structures, not all of them. TMD needs to be built immediately. Looks like there is some TMD, but not a whole lot. Team 1 getting it. Billy Precursors, says Ferv, love the name. Attack missile being built on him. He has T3 engineering suite. Long range boom. There it is. Long range kaboom. Love it. Love it. Love the naming scheme. Appreciate that. I don't know if that's a reference to me or not, but I love it nonetheless. Yenzine over there pushing in again. 1 hour, 3 minutes. And as the game has really kind of gone on, we've seen RNA go from here to here to here. He's getting closer. Soon it'll be here, and then it'll be here, and then it'll just be in the middle of the base. Why are you making us play this, says Thurnus? Because there's a chance that he could win. That's why. When you own 80% of the map and you're still producing more mass, not by a whole lot at this point because it isn't over. Exactly, because it isn't over. It ain't over till it's over. Billy Nuke inbound is going to land right in front of those. Ooh, that's going to hurt. That's a lot of Salems that are going to die. Boom! Boom. That's 5 of them. That's not half, but that's a lot. Shields definitely need to get built up more. Looks like not really a lot of artillery was built. SACU is going to go and come say hi. They probably should have built that artillery, actually. Gunships are inbound. They were refueling, it looks like. I think now is the time for strats, since Salem's are weakening shields. Yeah, he's on so much mass, I guess, as Thurnis. And again, it makes a difference of that mass income. Team 1, again, or actually, sorry, Team 1, I swapped the numbers at some point. Apologies, I'm completely incorrect. Team 2, 1.1K to Team 1, 600. I thought he was producing way more mass than that, but I looked at the numbers wrong. Apologies. Again, that's why I don't like the numbers. Keep flipping and the flopping and the whatnot. You just have Team 1 right there, and then Team 2 right there. I don't care about the score. It's really easy. Boom, done, over with. We did, Ferv loses? No, his satellite's still there. SACUs are just being missiled to death. Another Billy Nuke inbound. It's going to hit right in the middle of those Yenzian as well. There it is. I thought it was a missile, but I guess it is a missile. Nice grab there. Kills off 4 more. Boom. Nuke here, please, says Ferb. Oh, there's so much firepower here. There's galaxies there. There's so much there. Where is that?
Strategic launch detected.
Nah, I know I'm detected. I appreciate that, game. Oh, yeah, they're not going to get out of there anytime soon. That all the galaxies like, move, 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 move. Oh, yeah, I don't know. 6th Novaks in a row. SMDs loading over there. Why are there not more SMDs? That one's fully loaded. Oh, here comes the nuke. Some of the cruisers might get out of there. Some. And here comes the nuke. Boom. Wipes out a ton of cruisers. There's still a couple remaining, but not as many as there once was. Gunships fall back. Team 2 has lost a little bit of their defenses, but not a lot. They still have a lot more available to them. Look at all the engineers. Look at them all. How many engineers are right here? 300? That's nuts. 200. That's still nuts. Then we have Mexes being assassinated. More Mexes being assassinated. A lot of the P-gens are down. Negative 17,000 power. He still has not fired any of those naval nukes. This one is loaded 2. This one is loaded 0. That's an aircraft carrier. And let's see. 1, and oh, he might try to overwhelm Team 2. They might actually be able to grab this, because trying to go after 3 or 4 nukes at a time for 1 SMD is brutal. I mean, they have the opportunity. We know they do. They don't know that they do, or he doesn't know that he does. You know, this one's loaded. This one's loaded. This one's loaded. This one's loaded. There's a lot more covering that Maver. The Maver not. I mean, it was important. It killed off 2 players. Well, technically it killed off 1, and then it obviously helped kill off the Scathus. It almost got Waffles' nuke, but Team 2's nuke from Silly got him. And then we had Terminus teleported, and he died trying to go after that nuke. Wasn't successful. Was close, but wasn't successful. Another Billy nuke inbound, and it's going to kill off a couple more forces. There's a lot of stuff here. Gunships are inbound. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work. We have a lot of SACUs here. I feel like just building T3 lane. Oh, here come the strats. Again, even if they kill off the Maver, I don't know if that's going to be enough. And then I like how they slow down just enough time to turn around. Oh, it's not enough. Boo nuke lands. Looks like maybe he killed off his own gunships there. All of those strats died. That's a lot of mass to scoop up. In terms of the overall, currently sitting at over almost 700,000 mass. I don't know. I think the strats are doing more than the Maver. This one says silly. I guess there's some truth to that, kind of. Oh man, but I did like that. Sometimes we see air players go full send it and they actually pass the strats. What we saw is that Ferb slowed them down and then was able to turn them around. Granted, it did help that we had Mui come in from the opposite direction, but nice air control there. See this at first, but now it's not doing much. It's not really doing much. Nuke is inbound. That is loaded. That is loaded. And there's 1, 2, 3 of them fired at the same time. So this one, and then maybe that one will trigger. But poor RNA didn't have enough APM to do everything that was needed. Yeah, because 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. Oh, got it. He's like, yes. Oh, He's probably talking about the whole APM thing. But yeah, look, it looks like he got closer. I have like 330 right now. Oh, he's talking about mass. That was very hard to play. Oh, his brain is just like, he's probably talking about time too. Go get some sleep, says Waffles. If it was in this choose, it would have been better over 10 minutes ago. Where's your comm? Ernest is like, where is he? Another nuke inbound. They're going to still go after this. If they went after this, they might have been able to clip that, honestly. The satellites at this point, I don't know, they're mostly covered. They would have to come in from this direction. I don't know if they have enough range. Here comes 2 more nukes. Both those are going to get shot down again. This one was loaded to 4. Another nuke inbound. That's probably that one more sub nuke or a nuke sub. There's another one loaded in there. And there's still 3 there, so this will be 2. And then it'll be 1 instantly building an Omni. Says Thurnis, another one inbound. That's that last one. And that'll be, I think, the end of the game there. 1 hour, 9 minutes on the clock. He just wanted to launch all the nukes. Surely one will get him. Nope. Yeah, it's unfortunate. And there goes the Control K. Team 2 wins the game. 1 hour, 9 minutes. Where were you? Sorry, GG. He was in the he's right here. There was that attempt. If that SMD was killed off there at a good enough time where the nuke came in and killed him, that would have been game right there. It would have been over 20 minutes ago. But sometimes, just want to be that cockroach and just keep going. But sometimes you can't do too much. He really had no mass. All of his mexes were being wiped out. All of his pigeons were being wiped out. It just wasn't viable to keep going. As much as we like to see players go to the very, very, very end, when you have barely any power, barely any mass, all of your mexes are either assassinated or almost gone. There wasn't much left. But let me know down in the comments you would pick for MVP. Everybody, including RNA, I think deserves it just because they really stuck through it for the full game. But the nuke was really important for Team 2. The Maver was really good. It was a nice icebreaker, but I think it was Muiz what he said. I forget who said it exactly, but somebody made the comment. Turner said Maver saved this at the beginning, but not doing much. Again, it was a nice can opener, got the stuff going, but it just really wasn't the thing that I think it helped a tremendous amount. But surviving this late game, the satellites, the gunships, the YOLO, not the YOLO, sorry, the Billy Nuke, all of that is really what kept Team 2 going. So I don't know. Because even if the strats hit and maybe they got Mui, it wouldn't have mattered. It would have maybe emboldened RNA a little bit more, but it wouldn't have mattered that much. So you really had to take out all these satellites over here and the nuke and everything else. So I'm leaning towards Ferv and I'm leaning towards Mui. Mui for the Maver. Ferv for the absolute great job of the airplay over here especially. Those satellites did such a good job for Team 2 generally as well. So it's just really hard to pick. But let me know down in the comments if you have an idea of who you'd pick for MVP. Thank you so much for watching to the very end of the video. And I will see all of you in the next one.